Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. That time of year again, the Christmas lights are up, Christmas songs are being played, but of course there are some things that never change. Arsenal back to losing Premier League games once again. Here with us today, Liverpool fan Imran, Chelsea fan Robin, Newcastle fan Manjun, and I myself, Mark, I'm a Fulham fan. So of course we'll be looking back on match week 14 and 15, looking forward to the upcoming games this weekend, match week 16 as well. The only place to start. Manchester United fans have already started calling him Wreck-It Ralph as well. I'd like to say that we were the first ones to use that pun, but anyway. So, of course, he has done what 5 other German managers could not, and that is win his first Premier League game in charge. Manchester United coming out 1-0 winners over Crystal Palace. Imran actually was so interested in it, he actually watched the pre-match press conference also. Just maybe your thoughts on it, and maybe did you see what he planned to do translate onto the pitch?
As a Liverpool supporter, I don't want to like him, but he's like quite charismatic. He's like a nice guy, talks really well, like very smart also, and like you can feel like he's like quite a genuine person. So unlike most, I don't know, Man U fans and previous Man U coaches.
Maybe it's quite new for Man U fans also listening to him explaining tactics, especially after so many years of clueless Ole. So must be a big change for them as well. But in terms of the actual game, Imran just now you mentioned that they were going for like a 4-2-2-2. Some pundits were saying that they're ridiculing a little bit, but did you see like changes making an effect on the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think like the change is quite drastic, especially after he only took over for like 1 day or something. I remember telling you like, if this is all it takes to change the fortunes of Man U, that means number one, we are in trouble because if that's what he can do in like 1 day, that means Man U gonna be like a pretty good score. And number two, it means that Ole was really damn shit because they were like so bad before until like you can see the difference now. I think the main difference is that you can see the intent in what they're trying to do, and their positioning around the pitch is like better, and their pressing is better. So basically everything is better, even though they sort of barely managed to scrape by. Like it's just like from a Fred wonder goal, which we probably won't see much of. So was hopeful for like the narrative to be like, despite playing well, right, they still like cannot beat Crystal Palace, but obviously that didn't happen. So quite worried about what's to come.
Previously, when you do watch like Man U, especially at home against smaller teams, they always like stumble out of the blocks kind of thing, end up conceding an early goal, and then like they have to like get shaken to wake up, and then they come back in the second half. But actually, like the way they went about it in the first half was really quite impressive. Like a lot of times, even after they lose the ball to Palace, they would just go after them right in Palace's own third. So that was contributed to them getting a lot of defending better in that sense, defending from the front. So I think a lot of like Harry Maguire and Lindelof pretty much didn't have to do anything throughout the game.
And I think another thing, he totally changed both their fullbacks.
Dalot and right?
Yeah.
I think I watched 1 minute. I think I got seen.
Okay. So it must be a very insightful minute. Okay, yeah.
No, I remember I watching just one corner, and I saw Alex Diaz taking a corner. That's about it.
Okay.
So I think, is it some new master stroke from Rangnick, or is it like it just happened, there's nobody else on the pitch at the moment?
A lot of people, especially some Man U fans, also saying that, maybe this is a Fred redemption arc. Does that maybe scare you a little bit? Because, Fred, before he moved to Man U, was linked with Man City before also.
I'm sure the potential is there, but I don't think he was a defensive-minded player before moving to Man U. Right? In fact, it's probably more offensive. So, kind of a reinvention here. No real fears, but I've seen him play good games before, so we kind of know that he's capable of defending well at times when the plan is easy for him to understand, I guess. Then I don't know how much of a redemption it is because Rangnick doesn't have a transfer window yet. Right? We'll see what happens in the coming month, whether he can prove himself worthy of a first team spot. Otherwise, he's just a kind of a hard worker. Technique-wise, I don't really rate him so much, but Fred is just that kind of average midfielder. He hasn't really stood out enough consistently. So he's still there now because they simply have no other better options.
In terms of like the 4-2-2 formation, like do you think this will get the best out of the front four? You were commenting how it was a little bit odd to see Jadon Sancho cut inside quite a lot. He had to share the so-called number 10 role with Bruno Fernandes. Rangnick called it a double number 10. We were previously also saying maybe number 10 is out of fashion, but now he wants to play with two.
Yeah, I think I was commenting to you like, hey, wait, why is Central and Rashford playing on the same side? But so far from what we saw this past time, I think the 4-2-2-2, 4-2-2-2 is it actually works a bit like a 4-4-2. Yeah, it's just that the players have to move instead of being one straight line of fours. It's like the two midfielders and then the two attacking players have to go to whichever side that they are supporting. So I guess it's a more mobile 4-4-2.
But I guess, good win for Man U in that sense. It's also their first home league clean sheet since March. So that's a pretty bad record actually. It's a 15 in all competitions. Michael Carrick, was supposed to stay on, part of the old boys gang at Man U and all that. Do you think it's a big deal? Or, Carrick leave, whatever, it doesn't matter?
It's news to me that he left. He left it. So he's not even part of the team. Then this is a live reaction from me right here. I don't really care.
Can tell.
Does he really change the culture so much? I don't really think so. Like to me, after the Ole experiment, right, it would seem a good idea to get the old boys out there a bit, to let real people that actually know shit into the club instead of having the class of 93 and young and older doing all this.
How many subscribers do we have now, actually?
No, our subscribers have never changed.
Maybe now you insert the animation there.
Sometimes you have to look
press the like
inward.
button animation.
But
Yeah,
Give us a like, a thumbs up.
it'll make us happy. It is worrying what Chelsea are right now. Conceding 3 goals is a very un-Chelsea thing to do. But it seems like for the past, I don't know, about a couple of Decembers, it has been our time of slump. It's when Lampard got sacked anyway last year. So it's a bit sad that right now we have a lot of injuries and people playing through pain. I mean, Jorginho's one of them. That's why he keeps making the mistakes, right? Ballon d'Or contender, but he made 2 big mistakes in a row. Although Mendy was kind of at fault also for that penalty, I don't know what he was thinking. It was really, really quite dumb when I watched the replay and very uncharacteristic also. So it's quite scary that this kind of stupid lapses of concentration can come in at such an important time in December when games are coming in thick and fast and you're not even fatigued yet. I don't think they have a case of saying that they are fatigued, right? It was supposed to be a cross, but the kind of freak goals just goes in every once in a while. So yeah.
But then it's Arthur Masuaku. I don't think he's known for his crosses anyway. So
Exactly, right? Oh no. But
That's the way to go. You know you're bad already, right? You just go bad all the way until it goes in. So off until it goes into the net.
Chelsea have already currently made 54 changes in just 15 games. That's the most since Man U in 2001. Is that a problem though? Having to chop and change so many times,
I think it's quite necessary also to manage the squad, considering there's also tough Champions League fixtures around. But yeah, I guess this one is really injuries to key players. Then Alonso kind of became unfit again, not match sharp the moment Chilwell got back in the squad. So when he suddenly had to play tough games like this, he kind of underwhelmed. Lukaku is coming back from injury. I'll give him that, but it's still very disappointing to see him contribute effectively nothing to the game. I think Mount hasn't had enough games, but hopefully he's picking himself back up into form. Havertz, I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm not sure if he was sick at one point, but a lot of excuses. I mean, in general, the team didn't play well and the lapses of concentration, it's all individual mistakes, I feel.
Does this kind of stuttering Chelsea form make you think maybe going forward it could just be a 2-horse race really?
I mean, it's starting to look like a bit there, to be honest. Out of the 3 teams, right, Chelsea seems the kind that can falter more easily. Yeah, they're already on their toes already. So, and I think teams can see they're a bit vulnerable now. So maybe they'll go more at Chelsea. Maybe against Man City, they probably still go for the more passive approach. But now they see how teams can actually beat Chelsea quite convincingly, so I would assume they are more in danger now. Yeah. But I just saw the goals. I literally just watched the highlights 2 minutes ago during the recording. Not bad, good goals.
And I think the chopping and changing part affects the team quite a lot as well, because we can see from how Liverpool, when they effectively lost the title race last season or even just dropped to a top 4 race, it was also because we didn't even have that many injuries throughout the squad. It was just the defense. And then because of that, Klopp had to bring the midfielders back or whatever, and then that like caused a lot of change within the squad, which affected the stability lah. So I think he was saying this season, like looking back, it was his mistake. He should have like trusted Nat Phillips more and like Rhys Williams more instead of trying to bring Henderson and Fabinho back, because that like affected more positions within the whole squad. So yeah, so I think that also is affecting Chelsea now. And like you said, a lot of mitigating factors like Lukaku coming back for injury, a lot of injuries and stuff.
In terms of games we want to highlight, I'm pretty sure I know the game Imran wants to mention.
Oh, is it the Everton Arsenal one?
Yeah.
I think I was telling Robin just now. I think after the Liverpool game, they got like spanked so hard that they reset to like default setting. Just like just losing after that already. Like maybe from that one game, then the players sort of like lost confidence in like what they were doing. Like, oh shit, like what we're doing, we thought it was good, but actually not good enough. And then maybe it made them doubt themselves, and then now they are just I think they are back to where like they were a couple of games ago, like before they went on that crazy like long running streak. Not like looking back, obviously hindsight is like easy to say lah, but maybe that streak is just a good run of games, and it's more momentum than them improving as a squad. And then but like to lose to Everton, Everton hasn't won in 8 games, I think. They count on Arsenal to like screw up during nearing the Christmas period and like giving out gifts already. Still early, but
Richarlison, coming back, could have had a hat trick, got 2 goals ruled out. Definitely improvement on their previous experiment playing with imaginary number 9, Solomon Rondon. So that must definitely will have helped. Doucouré also coming back and starting in midfield with Alan. So, perhaps it could just be, Everton are now also returning to their start of the season form.
But that was the same situation last year. They were supposed to have a strong squad also, but they also didn't do very well. And I think not as well as Arsenal, right? And then with this season on, they didn't really recruit a lot, but obviously Demarai Gray, looking at like the bargain of the season already with his performance, you can see like he was, even in the Liverpool game, he was like trying, you can see that he's really trying his best. It's just that, I mean, it worked against Arsenal. I think in this case, Rafa's better than Arteta, enough said.
Okay,
so.
Someone who's had Rafa as their manager before, maybe still wishes Rafa was their manager. Maybe we can ask Manjun.
Yeah.
Does this kind of like show that actually Rafa he still has it?
I think it's not good to blame Rafa when he has a weakened squad. But let's not go crazy lah. He's not that fantastic of a manager anymore lah. So
okay.
I think even if he has his full strength squad back, I don't expect like big results out of Rafa lah. From the type of manager that I know he is, which is very pragmatic, very safety first kind of manager, which I don't think bodes well with their squad lah. Looking at the depth of their squad, especially at the front. I mean, I think a bit harsh on the Everton squad. I think looking at the squad now, it's probably good enough to beat Arsenal lah. Yeah, but I don't expect big things though. Even when DLC come back, yeah. Good news is Rondon is out till next year. So that's
wow. So even if you want to play him, no choice.
They can't play one less man anymore. Thank God lah. Freaking Rondon.
Is he like Rafa's favourite or something? He's like been bringing him along, right?
He does the speed dial of Rafa's phone lah. Wherever he go.
Maybe they were roommates or something in China. Who knows?
Yeah lah.
In terms of the Arsenal perspective, AFTV, I mean, not to like name check or anything, but like they were losing their shit over this game. Do you think it's valid though?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody kind of fully expected Arsenal to beat or not lose to Everton, a weakened Everton. Even though like Doucouré is back, how fit can he really be, right? And Arsenal, I mean, the only missing guy I see from Arsenal's squad is probably ESR. And he probably shows how big of an impact he is compared to who replaced him, Martinelli. Yeah, I think it's fair to lose your shit over this performance. Like when I saw the result, I was shocked as well. Like 2-1 against Everton, who had 2 goals like ruled out offside, which means it could have been much worse.
I'm pretty sure I know the game Manjun's going to mention also, but we'll let him mention the game now. You want to mention the scoreline also?
Sure thing. Actually, I'm more surprised at the 0 and the 1, to be honest.
Cheer for you, We're happy for you.
Yeah,
What the fuck even?
back in the relegation race.
Yeah, all same points. So nice now.
Fantastic, Ayo. 3-horse relegation.
Just what you wanted.
That's what I wanted. I mean, in the 10-15 minutes I watched it in the cab, right? I mean, it's comforting that we finally look like a Premier League football team for once. The players know where they have to be. The players know what they need to do. when one player has the ball, people know where to run. I mean, it's exciting that way, lah. Even though this is the bare minimum, right? So, but even the goal a bit fluky, lah, I feel. Yeah. But if it was anybody else, I think we would have missed that goal.
That's true. Yeah, because it was not as if it was a mistake from Pope, but Callum Wilson still had to create the chance himself to actually score.
Thank God. If it was ASM, he probably blast through the roof, I tell you, because that's how he shoots anyways. Yeah, that period where Maxwell Connect went down.
Yeah, did that help actually?
I thank the Lord.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're setting 4 points from last two games, not too bad. We're still somewhere still in there.
After 14 games, Newcastle probably needed divine intervention to survive, but luckily they had help from Pope. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Any other games maybe you want to mention?
We can talk about the Leicester game.
Okay.
I feel Leicester screwed up. But then props to Stevie G. It feels like he's got the ball rolling for them. So maybe 6th place is not our target of 5th, 6th place, maybe not too far away. I think probably still can achieve it.
How lucky was it? It's 2 goals from a centre back.
Do they have a lot of injuries?
Leicester. I thought everyone came back already.
They seem quite full strength, except for
the
this
same
Dewsbury.
injuries. The Fofana, Justin James.
Tielemans is out. That's why they're playing their youngster there.
Damn. But it looks not bad, the Dewsbury. He feels like a medicine kind of player.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You already have a medicine.
It's because he looks like he looks quite like medicine.
Don't erase his voice.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, knowing that, the last time I asked whether a manager should come under pressure, he got sacked. That was Dean Smith. Should Brendan Rodgers come under pressure?
No lah.
I think yes. Why not? I think he's underperforming this year, like major underperformance. Where are they now? 11. They shouldn't be there. They should be at least Europa League. At least that's our faith right at the start of the season. Like pushing number 5th spot or something.
Brendan Rodgers deserves more time.
Okay.
Just because of how he had, because of his performance prior to this. And it's not like Leicester are in a relegation fight. They are essentially where I would say when Brendan Rodgers took over, they're sort of here, right? And before that, between Brendan Rodgers and the Ranieri period wasn't very good also. So for Rodgers to take them from that position they are to last few seasons, or is it just last season where they are actually competing for top 4? I think it's 2 seasons in a row already. So I think he deserves some slack, especially now it's barely half a season gone.
I guess maybe Brighton booing their players even though they're in top half.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's too harsh.
Yeah.
Retarded.
Yeah. I guess maybe another thing to mention, so Brentford, of course they saw Everton play with an imaginary number 9. They played with an interim number 9. So Ivan Toney was out, so they played their right back Sergi Canos as number 9. I don't really know why. What kind of experiment that was. It worked though, he scored. So already better than Rondon. Upcoming fixtures, there aren't really any big games. I'm going to go with the Stevie G derby, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Of course, Aston Villa, good form and all that. Going back to Anfield, he's got, him as in Stevie G is probably going to get a good reception there. Who knows? Maybe Aston Villa, remember last season, it wasn't Anfield. But of course, last season, Aston Villa had a pretty good result against Liverpool also.
No way. I think no way. I don't think you will go with any fairy tale. I mean, the Patrick Vieira derby was close to it, but it was Arsenal. It feels very narrow the way they play. Even, I don't know who their white players are. Buendia also comes very narrow. Everything is through John McGinn. Everything is through Jacob Ramsey. Yeah, so it's just very, very narrow. So I don't think they can break down Liverpool like that.
I think Aston Villa might be benefiting from not having Ings available. Because I think when him and Ollie Watkins play, the balance is not quite right. It should be either or leading the line. And I think Watkins is doing a very good job. Just working very hard, running the channels. He's really good at that. Which I think suits Stevie G's tactics more. I don't think they are good enough for Liverpool at all. So I think Liverpool should be decently okay. 2-0.
Liverpool to win 2-1.
I'm going to go for 3-1.
I think Liverpool will win 2-0. I'll go for the Man City Wolves game. Okay, I can see how Wolves will try to basically do what they did with us against Liverpool. So try to close up shop, try to steal a point away. Hopefully they can grind out a draw or something so Liverpool can go top of the table. That's just my take on it. 1-1.
Manjun, Adama Traore has been useless in front of goal recently.
I was going to say that. This is not 2019 Adama Traore already. So you cannot carry the whole game like how they won 2-0 2 years ago? Something like that, right? Yeah. Not the same, not the same Wolves team, not the same monster. But Man City is a fucking monster. 3-0.
2-0 win for Man City.
Agree, same. 2-0 as well. I would love to watch the Chelsea game, but there's not much of a narrative there. I think Man U's story is more interesting
Okay.
to see how they hopefully maybe trash Norwich. Right?
Hopefully. Is it you
Nah,
captain some
must-
Man U player in your FPL?
No, I don't have anyone.
Oh, okay.
I just think Norwich seems like easy pickings for them to build more false optimism, and hopefully they can crash after that.
But you don't want them to pick up momentum.
Yeah, but either way, I have no doubts about the quality in their squad. So it was going to happen eventually. Their run of wins will come. And I think now is the time to start because I think their fixture list is quite easy coming up. Really, really easy compared to everyone else. So I would like to see how Rangnick plays. And I agree that he's super charismatic, very nice to listen to. And I hope that his team will be nice to watch. As a general football watcher, I don't want Man U to win, but I have a feeling that this will be an easy game for United. Unfortunately for Norwich. So sorry to Billy Gilmore and friends, but I think United will have an easy game, sad to say. Predict now straight away 3-0.
Yeah, actually same. And the feeling sucks out. It's like, oh, you want him to fail, but you also like the manager. Then like, conflicting feelings. And it's like feeling disgusted at myself for actually being interested in watching Man U play. Like, oh, I wonder how they are gonna do this. 2-0, not.
I'm going to go 3-0 also to Man U.
Norwich got to keep that negative goal difference going up, man. Because the get too close.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 5-0 Man U.
What?
Holy shit.
What's the difference in goal difference currently?
Now Newcastle minus 13, Norwich minus 23.
That's terrible.
Then no difference lah.
You got to keep it safe. Let me tell you.
So is it going to be Leicester Newcastle?
Oh, Leicester, yes. Let's talk about it.
Can win, optimistic.
Maybe I'm going to be crazy, but I think it's a good time to strike. Even though we are playing away.
Okay.
And I hope Eddie Howe doesn't go crazy if stupid blue tactics again, even though we are playing away. Yeah, he should see that Leicester is a good chance in our next 3 games to get some points out of fucking nowhere. So, and somehow I think our whole squad is back. I don't think anybody's injured anymore. Except Ryan Fraser, but who cares about Ryan Fraser?
Ouch.
Yeah, he doesn't even start. I don't think he'll get a chance even though his buddy is Eddie Howe.
Okay.
Confidently gonna say a 2-1 win for Newcastle.
Oh, so this is your third straight prediction for Newcastle to win 2-1.
2-1, right? Yes.
Yeah,
On the way there.
I have a feeling this is the game where Madison will pop up again, just like he did against Watford, right? Yeah, I think similar profile. I think Leicester will win this 2-1. Leicester.
I think I'll go for 2-2.
Yeah, I'm also going to go draw actually. Newcastle pick up another point, 1-1. So maybe optimism on Tyne's side. How Everton do against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace recently not been doing well.
Confidently, I'm gonna say Everton win. Maybe 3-1 Everton win.
Our confidence say a draw. This is like Richarlison versus Zaha. 1-1.
Go Everton win, so 2-1.
I'm gonna go for a draw 1-1.
Maybe gone a bit under the radar because of Rangnick, but Antonio Conte must be a bit pissed he's not getting more coverage. So Brighton against Spurs, this game may not go ahead because of Spurs' COVID issues.
0-0.
Go 1-1.
But Spurs on good form, man. Yeah, form is temporary, but COVID is.
COVID is forever.
COVID is forever.
1-0 Brighton.
I'll go for 1-1.
Chelsea against Leeds.
I don't say straightforward. I'll go for 2-1.
Should be all straightforward Chelsea win. So I'm gonna go for 2-0 Chelsea win lah.
Calvin Phillips ruled out for the next 2 months.
Oh, then it's good lah. Adam Foot.
I'm going to go
that's
high
good.
for this. I'm going to go Chelsea 4-1 against Leeds.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Roughly.
wow.
3-0.
Well, all of you are damn confident.
It's Leeds. I mean, even when they were doing well last season, they already always lose very big to the big teams really. What more now, they're not doing well.
They love the 5-2, the 6-3s, and the 7-4. They love this kind of bullshit. Right?
I don't know about 7-4, but okay. Okay, in terms of Arsenal versus Southampton.
Then we think, I think it'll be just a 1-0 Arsenal win.
2-1 Arsenal.
Arsenal 1-0. Burnley against West Ham.
I think it seems like a game that they could screw up. West Ham. Maybe a Burnley header here, a Burnley header there, and then they end up losing the game. So I'm going to go for 2-1 Burnley win.
I agree. I think I'm going to go with the Burnley header here, Burnley header there concept also. Burnley to win 2-0 against West Ham.
London is claret and blue. 1-0 West Ham.
West Ham gonna drop points here. 1-1.
Yeah, I realized West Ham they still got Winston Reid in the team.
Remember, I thought they sold him like 10,000 years ago already.
Wasn't it? I think
You sure or not? Your app not updated lah.
This app that I have, fucking Winston Reed is still there. So technically they can still play Winston Reed, even though he's like 45 years old.
What the hell?
One last one. Brentford against Watford. Maybe 2-2 between these two.
1-1.
Yeah, I was gonna go for 2-2 also. Yeah, I'll stick to that 2-2.
I think go for 2-1 Watford. If Newcastle are to survive, we have to survive on our own
Prowess.
skill. We cannot rely on the downfall of others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Although just now you were saying Norwich should lose by a big margin.
Better. No, Norwich, they deserve to go down hard, I tell you. Fuck them.
It's okay. Go down so hard they don't come back up anymore. So our
Andy's
special
back.
Suzuki Cup correspondent Manjun can bring us through what happened.
Singapore's 3-0 win over Myanmar in the AFS Suzuki Cup.
Devastating 11-minute attack.
Quite
Yeah.
devastating. Quite devastating, tell you first.
Oh, you mean you watched the highlights?
No, I watched the whole fucking game.
Wow!
You really watched it?
Wait. You
It's
didn't watch
free on
any
Me
Premier
Watch.
League game, but you watched Singapore versus Myanmar.
It's free on Me Watch.
Okay, so were we really good? Or is it really just that 11?
Actually, I think we're more on par. Lah.
Okay,
I
that's
think,
not
I
bad.
think Myanmar could have killed us in the first 5-10 minutes. But just
Okay.
what happens just what happens, they quite lousy also.
Well,
I don't know why. No, I don't know who is the player that plays on the right wing. I think we are playing 4-2-3-1. I'm not too sure what we are playing off or something like that. Lah. There's the guy that plays on the right wing. I don't know his freaking name. But every time he makes a cross, he goes fucking flying all the way to fucking there. Don't know what's his name, I tell you. But I know he plays for Hougang United. That's why I'm very surprised. Oh, you know who stood up to me? The fucking Korean dude.
There's a
The
Korean
Son-
dude.
We have a Korean dude? What the?
Yeah, the Korean dude in Singapore, the one that changed the nationality to play in.
look, we
to play
have no
for-
idea what's going on in the Singapore scene. So
His name is
Yeah.
what's his name? I don't know. Song Il Yong, something like that. Plays for Home United.
Wow.
Yeah. He fucking good.
So
He looks like a Yatori. Fucking he's the one that can
wait, everybody
run.
Yaya Toure one.
A Korean Yaya
Why is
Toure.
Yaya Toure the
I
benchmark?
because I can't think of any more examples, but then he's the kind of player that from the center. He can just bash through everybody. Yeah.
When's the next game? Oh, and against who?
Against Philippines, I think. Is it?
Oh, got chance.
Do they win a car if they win a car?
Hey, wait, it was just now. Nah. Our game was just now. I didn't. Hey, I missed the game.
You that concerned that you missed a game.
Oh, fuck, I missed the game. It was just now. I was
Okay, so
I was
what's the
there.
score? What's the score?
No,
We'll give our live reaction.
We won Philippines 2-1.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Come on,
Yeah.
boys.
Wow, back-to-back wins for Singapore.
Guys, we're gonna win this ASS Suzuki Cup.
On hot form. Let's
Who else
go.
left?
No, but our team got talent, so a bit scary.
Oh,
Okay lah, I mean,
Thailand
okay lah,
was very strong.
second in the group is still okay, what? Still advanced.
Yeah, second is good.
That's Singapore, Philippines. Who scored?
Faris Ramli, Haris Harun.
Hey,
Mm.
redemption up for Haris Harun.
If you don't know, both play for the Shopee team, the Lions City Sailors. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Back on.
Robin suddenly.
He got too excited about Singapore.
Hey, the first game, the stadium sold out. You know or not?
What do you mean?
National
Stadium,
Stadium.
ah?
Yeah, first
The
game was
one-
played at the National Stadium.
But I think Singaporeans just bought already. Nothing much left to do in the country.
That's a good.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I
think
mean,
the next game against Timor Leste next Tuesday. I think no one will go and watch. I tell you.
okay.
So,
Can we know how is Timor Leste?
so they're the
Sounds like a-
largest team in Southeast Asia. Lah.
There's an upset on the cards, man. We're gonna
Yeah.
lose 1-0.
And Southeast
No lah, I
Asia
don't
is the
think so.
lousiest region in the world. So
I think that is actually true.
Yeah, I
where
think
else?
so, yeah.
Africa, even Africa's better.
So to me, it's still a mystery, right? Whether Singapore versus San Marino, who will win? It's still a mystery. I will never
I think San
know.
Marino, it should be
No, I
San
mean,
Marino.
you will never
Huh?
know.
No, I think on par. On par.
Maybe, yeah. Once again, thank you for listening through our entire show. Hopefully, you enjoyed our review of Match Week 14 and 15 and looking forward to Match Week 16. Next week, we'll have Manchester United Fans 3 back and confident in his team. See you again next week. Bye-bye.